BJP's Nalin Kohli. BJP was in denial when this happened first. When it was reported first. Seshadri Chari went ballistic on the Newshour that day. Seshadri Chari went ballistic on the Newshour that day, saying it's not racism. Nalin Kohli of the BJP tonight. Kavita Krishnan, one of India's best-known activists, National Secretary of the All India Progressive Women's Association. Binalakshmi Nepram, founder of the Manipur Women Gun Survivors Network. She's a one-person army fighting here, not just for Nido, but for bringing an anti-racial law. Rahul Easwar with me in the studio. My first question to you, Rahul, is would you like to apologize, Rahul, for the kind of fixed position which you took on the day that we were debating the circumstances in which Nido died? You accuse me, Rahul Easwar, of looking for a dinosaur in the room when it did not exist. That was on January 31st on the Newshour. Today, the post-mortem report clearly says that 19-year-old Nido died from blunt trauma on head and face. Now, do you admit today that you were wrong, A, and would you like to apologize for your preconceived notions a few days back?
No, Arnabji, we all admit, we all concede that there are issues. But this is,
what do you
if
mean?
you call it racism, it is going to be counterproductive.
Even tonight, you were... Even tonight.
I am a South Indian. I might be called a Madrasi at some point of time. There were issues against South Indians. In Kerala, there were issues regarding other people. But if you are calling racism, it is going to be counterproductive. And one thing, if you are invoking the word race, it is going to open a Pandora's box.
Well,
it's going to absolutely...
Let it. If that's the fact, let it.
That's not the fact.
If that's the fact, let it.
You see, we all accept
Binalakshmi Nepram, Binalakshmi Nepram, even tonight. And I remember you were on the debate that day on January 31st when Rahul Easwar, who I thought as a young Indian would take a slightly different and more realistic position, he accused me along with Seshadri Chari of escalating the issue. Since then, I would like to let you know there have been 2 more cases of violence against people from the northeast that have occurred in Delhi. I don't know why you have a problem with calling it racist. Binalakshmi Nepram, he still has a problem with calling it racist. Your response to him?
It's like an ostrich ducking its head in the sand. It is high time that India wakes up, and it's people like Rahul Easwar and many others who should wake up rather than putting the thing under the carpet. It's not just 2, Arnab. Right now, our team is in Madangiri police station.
Yeah.
Ambedkar, where 2 young people from the northeast were attacked. The Delhi police is trying to tell that they were drunk. They were filing an FIR, which is a wrong FIR, even as the young people are recovering in AIMS right now at the trauma center. It's shame. It's shameful.
Shame.
That unless that we do not accept racism is not, race is not about, it's nothing wrong in race. There's Mongoloid race, the Aryan race, the Dravidian race. All we're saying is do not look upon the other race that you think inferior. There is no one India and one face that can put to the Indian nation state.
But if you are going to
different
racism, it is going to be counterproductive. This may be a case of regionalism. Why can't you call it regionalism apart from racism?
Are you embarrassed to call it racism?
Because the word racism is going to perpetuate the divide.
Absolutely.
And what about the 10,000s of young students from Northeast studying in Delhi? Are they going to subconsciously feel that they are different?
Are you doing them a favor?
No,
aren't the Indians,
we
what do you
belong
mean
to the same race. We belong to the Indian race, not any different race.
No, you are embarrassed about the facts here today, and you are rightly being accused.
I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed of the fact. But having said that,
you are rightly.
We should have a strategy to tackle.
Why are you? Kavita Krishnan, I don't understand the problem with the semantics here, but clearly there is one.
Yeah, I'd like to get in here.
Yes, Kavita.
Yes. See, I think the first thing I'd like to say, and I hope that, Rahul also will listen patiently to this. The first thing is that to name something, to name discrimination is not to perpetuate it. It is the first step to actually eliminating it, to fighting it.
Exactly.
If you recognize casteism, if you recognize that ours is a deeply casteist society, it does not mean you're perpetuating caste. If you recognize that there is deep-seated racism, and of course there's also regional discrimination, there's also casteist and communal discrimination, all of it happening in Delhi, undoubtedly. But these are different aspects and different kinds of discrimination. To name them, to recognize them, is the first step in actually beginning to fight them. And to deny them, which I hear not only in Rahul's words, which, his denial may not mean very much. But the point is, I'm seeing this as a phenomenon. Even in the tweets I'm getting, lots of people saying, oh, but why call it racism? So many people get attacked in Delhi. The point is that some people get attacked because of the way they look, because of their features, and because of what people choose to attribute to them on account of their features, possibly on account of their color, possibly on account of their language, possibly on account of whatever it is which is seen as being culturally or racially different.
Oh, yes.
Now, this is something which, if we don't begin to recognize it, to deny it itself, and I hear this denial not just in him, but even in the authorities. Let me give you one other instance. You know, this isn't just a social problem. This is also deeply embedded in the state machinery as well. I remember the Tehelka sting that showed senior police officers in the Delhi NCR region saying that they assume that rape complaints by women from the northeast or from Nepal, Darjeeling, etc., they assume that these women are lying, that these women are women of bad character, that they are professionals who are basically sex workers who are complaining because the deal went wrong. This is their automatic assumption based on nothing other than the fact of where those women come from. Now, how is this kind of deep-seated bias if we don't acknowledge it, if we don't call it racism?
Nobody is denying the fact that there are some prejudices in society.
Before I finish what I'm saying. One last point, Rahul, 1 second. There was a Delhi police booklet put out some years ago following the Dhaula rape case, which advised people from the northeast to remain safe by not irritating people with the smell of their cooking, the smell of their food, and advising northeast girls to dress in a decent manner and not in a provocative manner. Now, this was a booklet put out by the Delhi police. I'm saying, when this is the state of affairs, how on earth can we continue to deny that there is racism on the ground?
You see, this is the problem is there's a constant state of denial here. Look at the BJP. The BJP reaction on this Nalin Kohli has been nothing short of double speak. You initially aggressively dismissed this as an act of racism. You said it's a gross misunderstanding. Binalakshmi was on the program, Seshadri Chari was there. Right? And the BJP representative said, no, nothing. It's just misunderstanding. Now, because the issue has got attention, Narendra Modi meets students. After Arvind Kejriwal, after Rahul Gandhi, it's become a political issue, so you jump in. Would you like to first tonight begin by apologizing, Nalin Kohli, for the initial reaction of the BJP, which I must say was that of not denial, it was of violent denial?
3 or 4 points here, Mr. Goswami. First of all, I haven't seen the program, but nevertheless, if you feel that an apology is going to help calm down the issue in terms of making it better for the people of Northeast, my personal apology is there. I don't think
your personal apology.
In that.
I'm asking for the position of your party. Your party said, no, 1 minute. Your party said, 1 minute. People have made fun of Tamilians in their lungis. People have made fun of Tamilians in Maharashtra. They have been singled out. They have been discriminated. Brahmins have been discriminated in Tamil Nadu itself. All these were comments made of Seshadri Chari. In your view, did it display Mr. Seshadri Chari's lack of knowledge of the subject? Lack of empathy, or simply ignorance? Come on, give me a direct answer, Nalin Kohli.
Well, I'm trying to answer. Yes, I will give you a direct answer, Mr. Goswami. I wish I had the privilege of having seen the program and even having...
You doubt what I'm saying?
Inputs in advance.
You doubt what I'm saying?
No, I'm not doubting. I'm just simply... You are taking it in that spirit, Mr. Goswami.
He said, he said,
1 minute, you have asked me, let me finish
one minute. He said,
Mr. Goswami,
Mr. Kohli,
I cannot
Mr. Kohli, what's the problem with admitting it's racism?
Please go ahead.
My question to you is, why?
You haven't heard me fully. If you would be silent for a minute, Mr.
Kohli,
I'll be happy to put my point of view.
Mr. Kohli, you are refusing to answer what the context in which I'm telling you.
I'm trying
to. You see, my view is that what has happened here is you try to first dismiss the issue. You try to say the media has got it wrong. Then 2 or 3 days later, when the facts are against you, when today even the post-mortem report has proven that you were wrong, not the media, you try to do a complete U-turn, and now you want to join the bandwagon that sympathizes with people from the Northeast. In your view, Mr. Nalin Kohli, is this an act of political duplicity and hypocrisy or not?
If I may have 30 seconds, I'll try to answer all the things that you've said.
No, answer the last one.
First of all there is a series of attacks taking place. Well, I mean, You've given Kavita some time. You've given Beena some time.
I only asked one question.
Some time, please.
I asked one question and you're going around in circles. Did your party's initial position and the position now reflect some hypocrisy and duplicity or not, Mr. Kohli? As simple as that.
No, you are free to make your assumption. I'm simply saying that there are a series of attacks that are taking place, and certainly it opens the question that there is an element of racism involved. Okay. It's uncivilized, it's inhuman, it's absolutely deplorable, and I think the physical distance between Northeast and Delhi is terrible.
So you needed a post-mortem report. Your party needed a post-mortem report. No, watch it. Kavita is not very convinced of what you're saying.
Mr. Goswami, if you want to take your point.
Well, Mr. Kohli, where is your empathy, Mr. Kohli?
This isn't about physical distance. Even what you're saying now is very problematic. This is not about physical distance. That's precisely what Secy was also saying the other day.
No, unfortunately.
He was trying to say it's just a perception of difference,
I'm not going to drag
because
this.
of physical distance.
Let me just make this clear. Let me make this clear. Well, I don't know. You may not know this. I've had a long history, and my family has a long history with the Northeast. I don't really need to do this. As far as I'm concerned, I have deep empathy and sympathy.
I am asking you.
If you feel an anti-racialism gross, yes, I'm trying to answer,
Mr. Kohli, one second. Mr. Kohli, it's not about you. I am asking.
And you're calling my party's view.
I am asking you, Mr. Kohli, I am asking you today, is there inherent racism? I want to ask you today, what action you took against your party?
Indians. No, hold on. Sorry.
One second. What are you saying, Mr. Kohli?
Indians per se, I think, are very poor on race issues. I think absolutely. What's the argument about?
Then what was this argument that your party was having when we said initially it's racism? Why on earth, Mr. Kohli, did your party get so worked up?
For something I haven't
worked up. My God, you don't know the position your party took. Maybe you'll even tell me today, Mr. Kohli, that you did not know.
Mr. Goswami, perhaps I don't come. No, perhaps, Mr. Goswami, I don't come on Times Now that often, but I do sit on television channels regularly.
Mr. Kohli, let me ask you, maybe you will even say today that I did not know that there is an MLA from Sangam in Goa who described Nigerians as wild animals. Did you know that? What action did you take against that MLA?
No, I did. No, there was an apology immediately.
He described them as a cancer.
One of them described Nigerians as cancer, and another one said Nigerians are wild animals. So you don't know about that either?
It's possible. I have not heard that. But I remember about the cancer.
Well, I think it's strange you've not heard that.
But if this is a general knowledge test,
it's not a general knowledge test. It's an accept.
This isn't about general knowledge.
This is the question about your attitude, Mr. Kohli. Maybe you don't like my asking you about your attitude.
Don't jump into this. No, I have no problem talking about anything. As far as you're asking me to comment on something I haven't seen.
Binalakshmi Nepram. Binalakshmi Nepram. No. Watch it. 1 minute. I'm going into a break. Okay. 1 minute. I am not sure about this whole business of physical distance, etc. The question is, we are all Indians. The initial reaction of the BJP was nothing but an aggressive dismissal of the facts. Binalakshmi Nepram, when I come back, I'm going to ask you whether you are convinced with this whole argument that, that Nalin Kohli has so bravely tried to put out. Back in a couple of minutes.